Aloha, ladies and gentlemen. LegnaK here,
Oh, g'day, mates. It's the Kaividian.
and we are here to talk about the brand new Pokemon Sun and Moon that have been recently announced.
Yeah, the Pokemon, not Pokemon Z,
Yep.
Pokemon Moon and Pokemon Sun.
Alright, so we're going to be disclosing this in, I don't know how many episodes, but we're pretty much going to do this as a weekly thing until the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon. And as you can see here, I am representing Team Moon, of course. Alright, so today we are actually going to be discussing the potential geography, as you can see up here, and the potential Pokemon that are in the areas there. Alright, so first of all, we're kind of assuming right now that this is Hawaii because numerous things. We got the resorts, we got the palm trees, we got the the very tropical atmosphere, we got yellow trucks everywhere. We also have yellow fire trucks, as pointed out by the Kaividian to me after he watched my video. All right, so looking over here, yeah, over here. Sorry, cameras are rearranged. We're looking at you got the Big Island, you got Maui, Oahu. I can't pronounce these things. I'm horrible. All right, so first off, I'm going to say that the Nihui Island is got to be like post game stuff, Battle Frontier stuff like that. But honestly, I can see most of the action being in the first couple islands, um, being the main island, Total Volcano, such as a more of an area to find fire types and stuff like that. And you got anything to say about this guy?
Um, I'm actually thinking towards where we may actually find the starting town. And although the Big Island does seem like the obvious thing, I think it's going to have more of the diverse openness that you want to get to towards the mid game. I'm actually thinking this central archipelago may be home to the starting town.
All right, so the Molokai, Maui, and Lanai areas.
Somewhere around there. Maybe Maui.
All right, Maui. Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense for Maui, and I can kind of see either this is gonna sound really bad here, but like the flying gym or the water gym gotta be in Honolulu area, around Pearl Harbor.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right, so gonna look at this. Hawaii is like perfect for Pokemon in general for like its natural biodiversity and its geography in general. Like it's the only state, if I recall correctly, that has all known biomes except for Arctic.
Which actually brings me to an interesting thing I've noticed. In this image here where we see the resort, there's all these various pictures of different Pokemon. However, one of them caught my eye, and that is a Spheal, a Pokemon that is an ice type that hangs out in more Arctic-based environments.
Yeah, and that's one thing I did notice is because of all of them are water types, but this field did catch my attention most because it did seem the most out there.
One is not like the others.
Yeah, one's like the others, but not like the others. It's the wolf in sheep's clothing kind of thing.
So I'm not sure what that says about how they'll change the temperature diversity within this region. We may have somewhere which has like an icy cave or something.
Which would make sense because maybe in some of the dormant areas, the parts that are more washed away in some of the islands up north, the ancient lava tunnels could be, home to ice types that, made their way there. And since it's cold enough, they just decided to, make it cold for them. Like even
Potentially.
colder. And, and this also brings me to the next point that this entire area is it's completely and totally, open biodiversity wise. Hawaii has some of the strangest, not I wouldn't say strangest, but some of the more unique animals that could be made in the Pokemon. Um,
Mm.
yeah, as seen over here, we have this one like I want to say maybe a 2 second image of this unknown Pokemon that a lot of people are saying it's either a new Pokemon
Not
or it's
even,
fletching.
not even 2 seconds. It's less than one.
Okay, well, as I said, I kind of only watch it like once or twice to be completely honest. But yeah, very brief, very brief. And a lot of people are saying it could be a fletchling and it could be a whole new Pokemon in general. But given that, it's got a red body and stuff like that, I'm going to say it might be a woodpecker because there are quite a few woodpeckers there in Hawaii alone. I've never been to Hawaii personally. But Kai, you were there last year, right? Or the year beforehand?
No, I was in China.
I thought you went to Hawaii at one point.
I've been to New Zealand
Who's
and
that?
various other places. I have not been to Hawaii.
Oh,
But with the whole fletching thing, this is clearly not a fletchling because, firstly, the body size and shape is definitely wrong, and secondly, you can just see the feet at the bottom of this Pokemon. Fletchling has two little stick-like feet, while the feet on this thing are a lot more developed. That makes me think it could be one of these. Got to pull up the name, and Urkel's Franklin.
Miracles Franklin, which it appears to be. Sorry, not to interrupt you. Go on.
Yeah. The reasoning behind this is I feel like it's got the more of the white and black theme we see here. On top of, I find the positioning of that red a lot more suitable than a lot of the other theories that have been jumping around. Now, I'm not saying this is right. However, the feet have also led me to further think it's the Urkel's Franklin. Because, oh, well, wrong one. The Urkel's Franklin has spurs on its feet. We haven't seen a bird, like, starter Pokemon like this for a while with such big.
I want to say that the closest that we've actually had was what's it called? P-Dove's line and pheasant and stuff like that. But they were actually based off of ground game, pheasants and stuff like that. Which it does appear that this Franklin does seem to be closely related to them.
But yeah, just pointing out the spurs because the large feet may indicate that it is more of a Pokemon that's supposed to be closer to the ground, and therefore has more of that on-ground aggressive ability.
Alright, so, okay, let's think this through, alright? Since this is the possibility, and this wouldn't be the first time thanks to Talonflame, could this actually be, a flying and ground type Pokemon, ground and flying? Start off like a normal flying type like Fletchling did, but, make its way towards the ground.
Honestly, I'd probably enjoy that. It'd be something interesting, and it'd definitely give Landross something to challenge.
Well, not only Landers, but you also got Gliscor too.
That too, yes.
But this is what I mean. Is like they got so much biodiversity here in Hawaii that, well, you can literally do anything. They actually have flesh-eating caterpillars there too, which would make it perfect for bug and dark type. And
Yeah, which speaking of diversity, now I was showing this to you earlier, and you thought it was a squirrel.
yeah, I
This
honestly
is-
thought it was a squirrel.
It's the Hawaiian mongoose, although it's commonly mistaken for a squirrel. It's even sometimes called, I think, the Hawaiian squirrel or mongoose squirrel, but it's a mongoose, and I reckon it might be the rodent we'll be getting for like the start of the region.
Which that would be
As-
absolutely amazing.
Yeah, because the only other mongoose Pokemon we have is Zangoose, and it's really fallen out of popularity. Like, Zangoose is a lot of people's favorite Pokemon, however.
Like
I
I
feel
love
it just
Zangoose.
doesn't have that competitive edge.
It really doesn't, and that's another thing that we need to bring up at maybe not at this episode, but maybe at later points, the Mega Evolutions that can come around.
Indeed.
But yeah, no, Zangoose definitely needs some love, and another Mongoose would be absolutely amazing. Get that same toxic boost or immunity situation, and it would actually make a lot of sense because even Hawaii's got a couple coral snakes and other things like that, which would definitely make a good Mongoose area.
Yeah. I'm ready to move away from the common Pokemon from the region.
All right.
unless you had anything
Oh
to
no,
say about
I
that.
really didn't have anything else to say about except for the very starting Pokemon because I mean it wouldn't be a good idea to give every single Pokemon away at once and stuff like that. But yeah, let's move on to the starters. Let's actually start with the fire type because you already got that pulled up, and well the fire type is always in the Chinese zodiac.
Yeah. Um, we started off with Charmander the dragon, followed by Cyndaquil, who's technically based off a rodent, so therefore kind of counts as the rat. Then we have Torchic the chicken, and so on. Fennekin's a canine, which is a dog. So bit of creativity involved sometimes, but
Oh yeah, and I'm completely fine with that, and I actually like the idea of that. All right, so what are you expecting to see here, Gen 7 wise?
um, I want to see a fire horse starter. However, we do have Ponyta and Rapidash, and I think those are still rather commonly used and seen Pokemon. So we may not be ready for them yet. Um, I don't think we have a fire snake yet, which could be interesting, as Ekans, Arbok, and Seviper are the only snakes that come to mind other than Zygarde.
Don't
Um,
forget Snivy's line too. So,
oh, okay, we did just recently have Snivy, so I reckon we might have the rabbit, a fire rabbit.
honestly, I'm thinking either the rabbit or tiger because I know there's not really big cats in terms of Hawaiian terms, but I don't think there's much rabbits either, unless it's something that um, I almost said invaders, immigration brought along with them. But that can also go the same with sheep and oxen and even horses. So I mean, at this point, anything's possible. But I'm really looking forward to seeing like a snake. I'd like to see a fire poison type, because I don't think we have one of those, do we?
Um, no, I don't think we do.
All right. So yeah. So next up is the water type, and I know normally we go grass, but let's look at the water types. Water types are like really, really singled out in this situation. Seals definitely come to mind for the first one. Actually, that was admittedly Kai's idea, and I kind of stole that from you, Kai. I'm sorry about that.
Go for it.
Why don't you go for it because you know more about. You had this idea more than me. I had another one that I'll mention afterwards.
I just think Hawaiian seals are a thing that go well together, and I reckon we may see a seal, as we only have seal and dugong, and well, it's a dugong, not quite a seal. We do have Spiel, but
That goes
I
into
reckon
a
if we go
walrus.
for more of a slim, sleeker seal, we could have something rather interesting.
Yeah, something that goes like from seal to sea line would actually be really cool. And seal pup like that, be like a little fluffy, like light blue Pokemon. But I was also thinking, there's a chance of it being an iguana for one, because iguanas are like a huge marine species that are also terrestrial. And if I recall correctly, I think Hawaii's got a lot of them. I know that like the Philippines and other like nations like that have them. Komodo dragons and other things like that, heavy reptiles.
Hmm.
All right, and now we're
As
here.
for grass type, go.
No, sorry, go on.
All right, I'm actually gonna have to finish up now. I'll let you close this off.
All right, well, Kai's out of here. So for the grass type, it's going to be actually one of the two things that really come to mind. Since grass types are normally always. Let me get that out of there real quick. Sorry about that. Since grass types normally come to mind, are always reptilian or first of that kind. We had Snivy as a Titanoboa, and we also had I can't remember its name right off the hand. Chespin, which was the first mammal. The only two that really come to mind at this point would be the first birds or even pterodactyls at this point. And I say that because you need something that would be able to island hop from place to place. And that being said, those are the only two that really come to mind without having to go for like a water grass type, which really wouldn't make sense given that it'd be a starter. Alright, but that's actually going to wrap up this first episode of the Pokemon Moon and Sun thoughts. I guess you could say it's just the thoughts of what could possibly go on. Every week we'll like recap the last week and fix what's been changed or what's been confirmed or what's been denied and other things like that. But again, that's going to do it, guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed as always, and I'll see you guys next week for some more where we will possibly discuss the legendaries of this area. Alright, that's going to do it, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!